Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on, guys? Sergeant Moose here, back with another The Texas Chainsaw Massacre video. And in today's video, guys, we have a new Muerto times the 16th edition coming into the game. So we knew, guys, we heard this week we were going to get some news regarding the game. We have not gotten anything regarding the content pass or any new content coming just yet, but I expect maybe later this week we'll see some of that stuff too. But nonetheless, guys, we do have a new Muerto times addressing some issues. So without further ado, let's talk about these for a little bit, and then I'll give you my thoughts on the Muerto times. Alright, guys, so the first thing we're going to talk about is the fix in testing. This is usually, again, what we see whenever we see the next patch coming in with the game. So first thing we have, guys, is Danny's Tamper UI. They're going to be looking at that. They're testing that as well. Some issues there on the UI end of Danny's Tamper is going to be fixed most likely in the next update. Next, guys, something huge coming in. If you're a hands main out there or you like playing hands, they are removing Scout from hands skill tree altogether, so you will no longer be able to use Scout in any combination with hands or any of his perks. A lot of folks have been complaining that Hans has been too fast lately with Scout. He's hard to get away from, and, you know, honestly, guys, it is true. Hans with Scout can be devastating, so they're going to be removing it. Now, it's going to be interesting. We're going to have to test that a little bit, because is he too slow without Scout, or is he just fine? That could be the issue, but it remains to be seen. Nonetheless, Hans Scout is no longer going to be a thing. Also coming in, guys, fix in testing is Cook Padlock Exploits. So as most of us know, guys, the security pins for Cook coming in the last patch has been broken. It no longer works. So if you're running the perk security pins on your Cook, you're basically wasting a perk slot at this point because it has absolutely no effect. But this Cook Padlock exploit on the Muerto times doesn't really give me any information that they're going to be fixing the security pins. This seems more likely that it's going to be a fix for taking the padlock off and putting it back on to reset progress that the victims have already done on the padlock. This has been a thing that's been in the game for a very long time. It looks like this may be what they're talking about with the Cook Padlock exploit. Unfortunately, it does not appear that there's going to be any security pin fix in this update unless they kind of just throw it in there with the patch, you know, and talk about it on patch day. I'm not sure, but nothing here in the Muerto times for that just yet, and that's a bit disappointing, to be honest. But under investigation, guys, this is some things that may be included in the next patch but may not be included. We have suffocating grip effectiveness. So, you know, there's been a lot of discussion about suffocating grip too. Obviously, for it being reverted back to level 1 again on the Grandpa perks, and recently it was buffed from 20% to 25%. Now they're going to be looking at the effectiveness again, so what I expect is they'll go ahead and take that 25% back down to 20 again. Maybe, we'll see. Maybe they'll rework it on the Grandpa skill tree to where it won't be level 1 anymore. Not exactly sure what they're going to do there, but if I had to guess, I would think they're going to revert that 25% back down to a 20 on the suffocated grip, but it remains to be seen. Also, we have various party issues they're going to be fixing. Hopefully, guys, this has some stuff to do with the lobby, the in-game lobbies and stuff like that getting broken up at the end of games. There's a lot of clunkiness there within the lobbies. Of course, we all know that. It's been like that since day one. So, you know, anytime they could keep improving on the lobbies and on, you know, partying up with your friends and stuff like that is always a good thing, so we'll see what happens there. Coming in now, guys, I think the best thing on this entire Muerto times is Nancy buffs, and that's all it says. It doesn't say what they're going to be buffing her with, if they're going to be making any changes to perks or anything like that, or her attributes, but we do know Nancy is getting buffed. So Nancy mains out there, guys, I know you guys have been calling for that for a very long time. You can now rest a little easy knowing that it is in the works. We don't know what it's going to be, but hopefully it's a good, solid buff to put Nancy back in that, you know, kind of, I don't want to say meta rotation, but at least as a character that you can play and be like, okay, I could be very effective with this character. Now, for needs more info, guys, we have missing or quiet sound effects. So, this has been a big issue with me, guys, ever since the game launched. I mean, it's just various different things between windows breaking, between the pressure tank, you know, being turned on, different issues in areas like that, hearing different things throughout the map. It's a little wonky, and it's been like that, and it seems to change between, you know, different objects and stuff at times. Hopefully they get this right. My number one biggest thing with this is the pressure tank. There's been an issue with the pressure tank since day one. You know, different maps, certain areas you're in. Sometimes the entire team will never even hear the pressure tank turned on throughout the entire game until the gate actually opens and the victims are leaving. So that's a serious issue that needs to be looked at. It does say needs more info here, so it could be some time before we see a fix like that, but at least we know it's in the works, so hopefully we see something there. All in all, guys, Muerto times, I can't really say this is solid. I mean, there's still some serious fixes that we needed to see within the game. That aren't even addressed here at all on the Muerto times for needs more info or anything like that. You know, Cook's security pins being the number one thing, so I'm hoping they just go ahead and fix that and drop that in the patch coming up without that being on Muerto times, because it would really suck to have to wait another month to see any fixes for Cook's security pins. But yeah, I mean, overall, it's a decent Muerto times. Nothing really great. Good to see the Nancy buffs. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down below, guys. This is the Muerto times. These are some of the things that we should see in the next patch, some of the fixes, and hopefully they're heads down working on some more, guys, because we need a lot more than this. But with that said, ladies and gentlemen, that is the Muerto times, guys. As soon as we find out some news on what, you know, we're going to be seeing coming up in the content pass, or, you know, just DLC in general coming, if we see it in news later this week, of course, I'll be here to share it with you. Feel free to come stop by, guys. Stream sometime, man, as we're always streaming the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But with that said, my name's Sergeant Moose. I want to thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you guys on the next one.